on the skill level they were comfortable with, kicked back and settled in. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, you see this right here? Although the best part of a game is the problem solving and innovation that it stimulates, I know many good players who aren't at all innovative in certain games. There was probably some problem solving when they learned the game, but eventually they found the skill level they were comfortable with, kicked back and settled in. Think about it. Think of a game. Think of a player. Can you give me a player name? FGC player that reminds you of. Can you name a player or players that this reminds you of? Let me know if it reminds you, or if you're that type of player. He said Mike Ross. Justin. Myself. You admitting it though, right? That's good. That's good. You have to admit that. If you actually want to get better, you have to admit that this is something you do. And obviously, if you're a pro player, this should not apply to you. If you're a pro player, you're a fucking professional player. How are you not gonna just get any better? How are you just gonna stay the same? How are you gonna reach a certain level and then never improve past that level if you're a pro fucking player? That's wild. You know what's crazy? Last night, I was watching, last night, Haken inspired me to go into training mode with Soul. With fucking Soul, and I was doing Soul combos and setups. Because of Haken. I was watching a little bit of Co-op Cup, went in training mode, figured, I saw that one B&B he was doing against Omito, and then I practiced it, and then I recorded it, played it back to see on what characters it works on. So I know that it works on Johnny, Heyoon, Potemkin. I'm forgetting another big body character. Heyoon, Johnny, Potemkin. There has to be another fucking character. I'm forgetting a couple other characters. Not Bedman. Does not work on Bedman. The combo I'm thinking of is Dustloop, Fafnir, Bandit Bringer, Gunflame, Crouching Heavy Slash, Bandit Revolver. Then you neutral jump. And go for the setup after that. Slayer, I don't think it works on Slayer. No. I don't think that works on Slayer. Leo, it does work on Leo. Yeah. Leo's another character. It definitely works on Leo. This particularly apparent with games such as Uno, Klondike Solitaire. I don't know what these games are. These games have enough luck in them that most people play close to optimally anyway. That's wild. You see this? These games have enough luck in them that most people play close to optimally anyway. Damn, everybody is Allium in Uno. So that means Uno sucks, right? Because it's luck based. Right? Uno sucks, right? Because everybody's Allium. Everybody's just automatically Allium in Uno. Oh my god. It is obvious that the attraction is not problem solving. Instead, I believe it is ritual of play. The performance of a task players know well for the sake of the task. Just as some people find pleasure and relaxation in the daily rituals of cooking meals, walking the dog, or doing a paper route, or masturbating to Asian porn on the internet. Many game players get the same pleasure through the ritual of the game. This is something positive that games offer to good and regular players. Part of the art of gameplay that does not rely on continuous learning and problem solving. Those are different types of games, right? Different types of games. Ritual gaming also provides a comfortable medium in which relate to other people. The games act as modular rituals that can be fit into any part of the game. Similarly, games can provide an excellent social vehicle for an age in which so many of the social traditions have eroded. leaving many people a little lost when among those that they don't know too well. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's like when net players leave their house and go to tournaments and they don't know how to act. They don't know how to act. They don't know that, you know, it's a little rude to not give your opponent a handshake after beating them. You know what I'm saying? That's a little rude. A game provides a good interactive common ground for dealing with strangers in social settings or with friends you have lost touch with. I wouldn't be surprised if game playing were common among people without much daily routine as a substitute for other sort of rituals. It is certainly not true that a ritual game player is a bad game player. There are many people who play a fine game of bridge or chess, even though it is essentially the same game they've played for the last 20 years. I consider this way of playing games no worse than my continually to juggle from time to time, even though I've learned no new moves in years. One might think of this method of gameplay as software, with ritual players have stopped revising. Uh-oh. Software which ritual players have stopped revising. Now they compete their software in the way Magic players compete their decks. They don't stop decisions once their decks are tuned. They don't stop making decisions once their decks are tuned. The Art of War, the actual book? No, I haven't read it. Anyone have a link to this? I'll link you right now, man. Come on, man. You ask the goddamn streamer. I got you. I often partake in ritual play, but there's no doubt that my favorite part of games is discovery. Yes, that's me, right? This right here, I think this, a lot of people can relate to this. A lot of people can relate to this. That's my favorite. Picking up a new game and learning it. Yo, what's good, Tinshi? My favorite part of games is discovery. Nothing is quite like discovering a phase of a game. The period in which new players make their first big leaps in skill and overall game technology is increasing rapidly. Yep. Because of this, I really enjoy learning new games. While most people find learning new rules too burdensome to do often, I have incorporated that in my whole game playing style. You might say that learning new rules and trying new things with games is part of my personal ritual of gaming. For example, I'll seldom play a simple game of chess when I can play a weird variation that I haven't tried before. Are innovation and ritual in games mutually exclusive? I don't think so. One of the reasons I keep coming back to Magic and why I've repeatedly returned to Cosmic Encounter. What the hell is Cosmic Encounter? It's because these games have enough variation to satisfy my interest in puzzle solving and innovation, while building familiarity necessary to bring ritual play to another, higher level. Understanding the role of ritual in games can add your enjoyment of playing them. Don't be afraid to institute a convention or to take pleasure in one you already have. So it's like going from one fighting into another, right? Going from one fighting into another. That's why a lot of people that only play one fighting game compared to someone that plays a lot of multiple fighting games, they have trouble beating those guys. That's why NRS players, they struggle with Sonic Fox. People that only exclusively play NRS games, they have trouble with Sonic Fox because Sonic Fox plays a bunch of different games. Sonic Fox has an advantage. That is an advantage. If you play multiple games, you have an advantage over someone that only plays that one game. The stereotypes of gaming. Have you ever played a game against someone who took game playing so seriously that he or she wasn't fun to play against? Uh-oh! Uh-oh. I know everybody has experienced this in gaming. Raise your hand. Press 1 in the chat. Have you ever played a game against someone who took game playing so seriously that he or she wasn't fun to play against? Literally Sanford. Everybody has encountered that person that you don't want to play games with because they just get fucking tight as fuck. Now, who in the chat is that person though? Who admits that they are that person? That you just get so fucking tight playing and people don't want to play with you? Who wants to admit that? Who's Broom? That's you, Broom? You're that guy that gets extremely upset and nobody wants to play with you? The player's scald with concentration, cursed when she made a mistake, and generally treated the game much more like life or death situation than it ought to be. When she lost, she blamed her luck, and when she won, she treated you to a triumphant and detailed explanation of how you were defeated. Holy shit. Damn, is that female Sanford? Yo, this paragraph is describing female Sanford. You see that? Cursed when she made a mistake and generally treated the game much more like a life or death situation than it ought to be. When she lost, she blamed her luck, and when she won, she treated you to a triumphant and detailed explanation of how you were defeated. Literally female Sanford. Put on some MF Doom. Yo, bro, don't come in here making requests, alright? You know what? Just for that, I'm gonna put something completely different now. Just because you requesting shit. Like, don't come in here requesting shit, bro. You get killed for that. No, I'm kidding. Don't request shit. I'll stab you. I'll fucking stab your ass. Alright. Have you ever competed against a player who just didn't try? While you attempted to play the best game you could, he chatted with other players and made whimsical decisions. When he won, it was frustrating because he used a strategy that relied on luck. And when he lost, it was frustrating because he didn't care in the first place. Your gameplay efforts was wasted on someone who wasn't putting up a fight. God, oh shit. When he won, it was frustrating because he used a strategy that relied on luck. And when he lost, it was frustrating because he didn't care in the first place. God damn. Holy shit. God damn. Holy shit. Ooh, that stings. I got salty reading that. I have goosebumps reading that shit. I literally have goosebumps. I am so upset right now reading that. I'm fucking tight. Exodia players. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. These how the fuck you pronounce this word? Alright guys, I'm gonna learn a new word. What the, how do you pronounce this? Caricatures? Caricature. Picture, description of imitation of a person or a thing which, okay. Caricature. Caricature. My Hispanic accent is preventing me from pronouncing it correctly. That most game players are familiar with. The competitive player is nasty and antisocial. The competitive player is nasty and antisocial, while the casual player is creative and social. Uh-oh. Or is it that the casual player is frivolous and unintelligent? The casual player is unintelligent while the competitive player is analytical and loves a challenge? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is crazy. Uh-oh. Which of these two styles is the correct way to game? This raises a very important question. This is the oldest question in the book. Yo, Reggie. All right, Reggie. You wanna get on call with me, Reggie? Cause I'm genuinely curious on your opinion on this. Reggie, you wanna get on Discord with me real quick? Reggie, you wanna break this down with me? Get on Discord. I wanna hear your opinion on this. Overwatch. Let's use Overwatch as the example, Reggie, cause you love to talk about Overwatch. Come see me in the dojo, Reggie. Meet me in the dojo, Reggie. I'm in the dojo. That's a hustler infested with money and diamond cluster. Let's talk in layman terms. Rotten apples and big worms, early birds and poachers. New York is evil at its core, so those who have more than them prepare to be victims. Yo.
You know, it's crazy because I've actually read all of this in my career. Mike Flores still has the best piece of written gameplay, strategy, and advice in the world. But alright, the thing about any of this right now, especially when Richard Garfield is writing about it, is he himself is a casual. You know what I mean? Like, he can't... If this was written by SKD, a lot of these... you know, the piece would say the same thing, but it would read, like, completely different.
Yeah, the vocabulary would definitely be different. He'll be saying some harsher things.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I can't. Wait, what were you asking in the first place? What did you say? What line? Or is it that the casual player is frivolous and unintelligent while the competitive player is analytical and loves a challenge? Which of these two styles is the correct way to game? Right, so like, and I think this is a problem that fighting games are getting into right now. MTG started off as like a really casual thing, then it grew into like the competitive thing. And, like, it depends on what side of the coin you're on. Like, if you're a competitive player, then obviously you're going to read with the second sentence. If you're just collecting the cards and you like shiny shit, you're just going to read the first sentence. You know, like,
look, dog,
have you read anything? And I think Richard Garfield has wrote on it too, but, like, he details three types of players, like the Timmy,
it's
Johnny,
coming
and the
down.
Spike.
It's coming down, yeah. It's right here, the next line, yeah.
That's the good shit. That's the best way to play the game.
Yo, AMB Bakery, thank you. Brand new subscription, thank you, welcome. I watched the video too, where he breaks it down. That video opened my eyes.
So, I think Timmy, Johnny, and Spike can all play competitively. Like, okay, if you imagine Leo is like the Timmy character, right? The Spike character is like, I don't know, any Raven, right? And then the Johnny player is like... The Johnny character is like Dizzy, or like some kind of character that's super open and creative. So like before these three types of like caricatures, there's that word. These three types of like I don't know, phenotypes. There's another word that came about. You know, if you look like Super Turbo and all these other things, you can only play competitively as a Spike, and I think that's why OG players are really upset that casual fighting games, casual quote-unquote fighting games, are becoming popular now, is because these three archetypes can exist and can win.
Yeah.
Like, Sanford's a Spike. You know, like, Karate Moses Kai, Spike. The fact that they get beat up by fucking Timmy's competitive play make them upset. But really, that is the best way to design a game.
Yeah, he talks about it. Richard Garfield, he talks about that's how games are designed. They should have at least some. They intentionally have luck-based results. Sometimes.
Yeah. Like
it makes it more fun.
Yeah, I mean, you can't speak about luck when you talk about fighting games because none of it is luck, right? No, really, no. Like
I know.
I was talking about this. This was like a couple weeks ago on like perfect information versus imperfect information games. Like card games are imperfect information. Like
because of the draw. It's always gonna be.
You don't know what you're gonna draw. Also, your opponent, because you can't see their hand, you don't know what they have. So you're subject to like bluffs. Like they can play like they have a full house. When if they don't, and if you play into that, then you're gonna lose, right? But perfect information.
Oh, so what you're saying is that's why Sanford doesn't want the stun bar, because then you can bluff that you're gonna get stunned, and I get it now. I get it. Damn, Sanford is just too ahead. Sanford's too smart.
He's the ultimate spike.
Yeah, Sanford's the ultimate. Okay, I get it now. I'm starting to understand Sanford more as a human being. Thank you, Reggie, for breaking it down.
Yeah, fighting games are perfect information. Everything's on the move list. Everything's right
on the screen. Okay, guys.
Everything's on the fucking screen.
I'm starting the movement. No HUD. Only top tier characters. That's it. Let's go. Only no HUD. Osagat only. That's it. Sanford's too smart. Sanford's just too smart.
He just knew. Yo, Richard Garfield's actually Sanford. He's just writing under a pen name. That's his real name.
Professor.
Does Sanford Kelly sound like a real name?
Oh my god, Santhrax. God damn. Oh yeah, this one, I really like this one. The way I found this article was from, oh wait, actually there's more here. Hold on. These two camps and the conflict between them have parallels in other circles. There are movie buffs who study and analyze films who seem to have little in common with other enthusiasts who just watch and enjoy. There are sports fans. Yeah, okay, so that's me when it comes to music. That's me when it comes to music, and then there's people that listen to Post Malone. You know what I'm saying? Like, they listen to it, they just enjoy it. That's it. It's like, fine, that's fine.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You can analyze and be enthusiastic about Post Malone.
Can you really?
You can. You can. You know what I mean?
Like, all right, let me not be Sanford.
Yeah, that's what you can definitely.
Okay.
You're gonna have conflict with other people and shit like that.
Let me not be Sanford.
Definitely possible.
That's actually crazy. Common enthusiasts. Those are there are sports fans whose lives are built around statistics and performance, and whose view of athletics is far different from experience of those who just like to play ball or frisbee. In my case, this guy's a weenie. He plays frisbee. Fuck out of here, bro.
Richard Garfield's a herb, straight up. He's smart, but he's just
frisbee.
He plays frisbee, juggles. You know what I mean? He makes like the biggest cardboard game.
Oh my god. Frisbee. Part of the tension between these groups stems from the seemingly popular belief that a human has only a left or right brain, not both. Many people believe that one can't be artistic and scientific at the same time. I don't believe that, right? That's bullshit.
No, it's been disproved. Yeah,
that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Because I think it depends on the type of weed I smoke. I be wild scientific, and then other times I be wild artistic. So I definitely don't believe that. That's false. But I do believe there's some people that don't have either left or right. They just don't have none.
Yeah,
I believe those people. I think those people exist.
I think the best people in anything competitive really have, are 100% in both sides, quote unquote, both sides. Like, I mean, he's about to go into it in the paragraph right under here. Innovators versus hunters.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite part. That's how I found it, because he mentions it in the video.
It's so fucking good. Like, if you have control of both sides of that, like, okay, you innovate on something, then you hone it, and that opens the door up to more innovation, then you hone that, and you just keep going up. Like,
that's why
infinite growth. But
that's why SKD
Yeah, you have to be skilled on
is
both
good.
sides.
Yeah,
right.
that's why SKD is so good. Because he innovates and he hones his own shit. And he keeps innovating and honing his own shit. Yeah, that's when you
really,
are.
Really
yeah, that's why. That's when you're like the ultimate.
I think if you were only one or the other, it's better to be a honer. It's better to be 100% hone.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah! Watch someone innovate. Cool.
Yeah,
And then
especially now, I guess.
Yeah, like for example, Javis. That's Javis. Javis is the innovator. And then he links these motherfuckers on Twitter, and then they hone the shit he links, and then they win tournaments.
It's crazy because it's so different now. You can just X copy off YouTube and shit. That's so nuts. But even like, you know, like that Bruce Lee quote, like, "Don't fear the man who practices 10,000 different kicks one time. Fear the man that practices one kick 10,000 times." Like that shit. Like even if you don't learn anything new, I think you could play a fighting game on a super base level, like hone the fundamentals to the T, and you will beat so many people. You'll be so good.
Is Alien an innovator? Hell yeah. You weren't seeing the stupid ass unblockables he was coming up with in MVCI? Just doing dumbass restand unblockables and shit. He's definitely an innovator. Where the fuck was I? Alright, let's just go here. The innovators versus honers. This is the best part. I don't think it mentions the third type though. There's a third type of player.
Which is like flow state.
Yeah, those type of players. I consider myself that.
I think he touches upon that in this piece earlier, like the the rituals thing, that thing, like ritualistically playing. That's
yeah,
cool.
just getting autopilot.
Yeah.
Innovators versus honers. So where do these two apparently opposite styles of play come from? The difference between playing games for fun and playing games seriously may emerge from the difference between the ritual game player and a non-ritual game player, I described in Duelist number 9. On the other hand, this distinction may sometimes stem from a player's preference for developing certain skills as he or she becomes a better game player. Yeah. So, as you get better, your foozies, you want to improve on the foozies. Like the great Tenshi-sama has said, always adjust the spacing, figure it out, learn the matchup. Learn the matchup. I mean, in fighting games, I feel like it's so hard to not get better, right?
Yeah.
Because you're constantly learning new matchups, learning shit that works and doesn't work. But then there's those people that just literally never get better. And it's just like, what the fuck?
I don't know what it is, and it's definitely not in this article, but like, you know, kind of like how you're doing, and everyone here, I hope, is doing. Like, this is something written about MTG, but you can take all of this and apply it to not just fighting games, but like anything, really,
game,
right?
Any game period, yeah.
So, like, apply that same mindset to when you're learning a matchup or playing in a game. Like, what are you taking out of this win or this loss? Like, I think that's a great skill. Like,
that goes back to,
I don't know how to describe it though.
This Machibu Minami thing right here that I have. Tendencies found in people who improve fast. Open-minded, honest, flexible way of thinking, always trying out new stuff, very patient, steadily training without a hurry, doesn't dislike losing to the extreme, focuses more on the contents of a match than the outcome. The flip side of that is the weak player, more fixated on winning than the contents of a match.
Yeah. And then even above that, like once you can recognize to absorb the content, not the outcome, it's also like what you do with it, what you can build on top of that, and so on and so forth. There's just so much shit.
Yeah, like for example, okay, my stand strong beats his low forward at this range. So now how do I optimize that? What do I actually
and like
go from there?
Above that, like, okay, so you know, the week after or the day after, you're like, okay, well, character, my stand strong beats character A's crouch medium kick. Character B and C also have like a similar normal, so maybe my crouch medium can beat that normal as well. So you know what I mean? Then you go into training mode, like learning from. I don't know how to describe it. Like, creating 5 things out of one thing that happened to you is an extremely good skill to have and to practice if it's possible. Like that one matchup can teach you things about 3 other matchups, or like. That one matchup can teach you about how you, I don't know, tend to play against this archetype of character and so on and so forth. Like, you should definitely learn that matchup. Like Ryu versus Ken definitely is good for you, but taking that Ryu versus Ken matchup and applying it to like Ryu versus Guile and Ryu versus Akuma, that's the good shit.
Yeah. Just like being able to Tatsu over a projectile. That applies to multiple characters.
It's super hard to do so. Like, I think the hardest part is recognizing what you can take out of, situation A to apply to situation B and C and D and all the way to Z. That's also another skill, but that's like level 1. Like you have to figure out how and why you can apply these things to other matchups B and C. And I don't know how to practice that. I don't know how to get better at it. Maybe like thinking about it right now is going to help everyone, but
excellent in gameplay develops from 2 kinds of gameplay: innovative play and honing play. A person who is new to the game usually goes through a period of innovation in which he or she uncovers new strategies, all of which are probably well known by veterans of the game. The innovator operates by intuition, experimenting with new approaches, guessing at what might improve his or her game, and keeping a sharp lookout for what works. In situations where everyone starts the game on equal footing, a good innovator has the edge. After something new is discovered, there may even be a brief period where the innovator is the champion among his or her peers. Uh-oh!
That's week 1. That's every month 1 of every fighting game, straight up.
Uh-oh. The innovators. Who are the innovators?
Nerd Josh. I think Nerd Josh is a really good one.
Infiltration? I don't know. Infiltration is definitely a honer. Infiltration is definitely a honer. Something new discovered. Brief period innovator is the champion among his or her peers. Soon, however, imitators study the discovery and begin using it. Uh-oh. Yep. This is where the honers, aka the hot dogs, step in. The players who take innovations and perfect them. Honing usually involves much more rigorous work and patience than inventing. Now, who are those guys? Who are those guys? Who are those guys?
I mean, I think every top player does that. And then the top players of the top players innovate and hone simultaneously.
My man said, I'm confirmed the hot dog. Shut the... Just because you X-copy doesn't mean you hone it.
Yes, and that's what we were talking about earlier. Like, what you take out of, watching this YouTube video is almost as important as practicing it. If you just practice crouching medium kick fireball over and over and over, you're not going to crouching medium kick fireball like, Daigo. It just doesn't happen,
Yeah, like, just because you see Daigo do this one combo and then you steal it, you're a hot dog? You ain't no damn hot dog. You have to perfect it. You have to perfect it and take it to the next level.
I don't think he talks about it. Which is a shame, because I think a lot of that idea is like hidden, not known. It's hard to practice. It's hard to even demonstrate. You know what I mean? I'd be surprised if he spoke about or wrote about it.
Probably not here. Often, a player who plays just for fun is an inventor at heart. Someone who likes exploring the game without worrying about the details. You may know someone in your Magic play group who doesn't win a lot of games or play in a lot of tournaments, but who also seems to have some fresh perspective on the game. Perhaps he or she was playing with balance. I don't have no idea what any of this means. What is balance? Juzam.
Those are MTG cards. Some
Or
classics.
other cards long before they were recognized as being extremely popular. These are the people whose ideas the serious players take to new heights in their painstakingly methodical efforts. This is in fighting games. I don't know. Has there been a okay? Let's think about it. Actually, a good example is O-T-Hawk in ST. Who was the scumbag that discovered O-Hawk in ST years and years later? Who was that scumbag? Does it show you the card? It does actually show you the card if you hover it. Balance, sorcery. Each player chooses a number of lands. Of lands he or she controls equal to the number of lands controlled by the player who controls the fewest. Then sacrifices the rest. Players discard cards and sacrifice creatures the same way. I don't play Magic the Gathering, so I don't know.
Yeah, I could talk about this shit all day.
So this card is busted.
This card is broken.
But it wasn't. No one knew about it at first.
Right. I mean, on the surface, it's like, okay, that's, normally you want to, normally you don't want to do any of that stuff, but if you can break the parity of, like, putting shit in the graveyard or sacrificing things, then it breaks it. Like, if your creatures say, when this creature hits the graveyard, draw 7 cards, and the opponent's creatures don't say that, then, balance is obviously very good for you. Yeah, balance isn't balanced at all.
Okay.
Straight up.
Okay, and what about this other one?
Shazam the Jin is like the 5/5. Hover over it. I can't remember if this is the green one.
Yeah,
or the blue.
it says 5/5. Does one
the black
damage
one.
to you during your upkeep.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Yeah, so on the surface it looks very bad, but it's a 5/5 for 4 mana or 3 mana or 2 mana. I forget how much it costs.
How do you check?
So if you look in the upper right corner,
It says 2.
yeah. So like 5 power, 5 toughness creature for 2 mana is like way above the power curve. Even back then, people just like read it deals 1 damage. My own creature damages me. They're like, what the fuck? This is terrible. It's a 5/5 for 2. Like now, people are like, oh, that's stupid as shit. So like now you play like 2 2s for the power. It's like 2 3s for 2 that have an effect.
4. The 2 is dark.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was 4. And it's a 5/5 for 4.
Oh,
but
that wouldn't make sense, right? If it's 2 or 5/5 2.
Yeah, that'd be fucking even crazier. But like,
Okay.
but still, like that's above the power curve. Like back then, you would get 4 for 4s, vanilla, no text. Hill Giant type of like 3 for 3s, don't do shit kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, I think the ultimate card that Innovators exploded, or that like Timmy's or Johnny's played with, that the spikes learned that it was broken, was Necropotence, and that's like the ultimate example.
One of the interesting things about Magic the Gathering is that the playing field is heavily weighted toward this kind of innovator.
I agree.
Every time a new expansion comes out or a new tournament format is introduced, the game is wide open for discovery. The Innovators tournaments are those that occur right after the release or new expansion.
Yeah.
Damn, so you saying Nerd Josh would be the god in Magic the Gathering?
I mean...
Damn, Nerd Josh would be number 1, 2, and 3.
It's so hard to like... It's really hard to apply this to fighting games, because...
Yeah.
Like, when a new set comes out, you get like 250 plus new cards that you have to evaluate and see how they fit with, your 250 cards that you were playing with for half a year. Fighting games is like... Okay, well, it takes a couple months to discover the entire game, then DLC comes out, and that's easily placed within a week or so.
Yeah.
And MTG is some innovator, it's like an innovation playground. It's amazing. Even modern, like, new decks are being found and are winning. It's so insane. Like, it's so amazing to me. Even to this day.
Naturally, the true champions of the games will have to master both kinds of skills.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
I had the pleasure of watching some talented players do just that at the first Wizards of the Coast-sponsored professional tournament in New York. While some people thought that players would approach the new tournament format 5 cards from all currently available sets, but taking their standard Type 2 decks and changing them as little as possible, these players realized that this was a second-rate strategy. Players explored Fallen Empires, Ice Age, Homelands, Chronicles, and 4th edition, looking to build the best fighting machine that these new parameters allowed. These players took their innovations seriously. After the tournament, each day people played Magic in the lobby of the hotel until the wee hours, talking about correct strategies and testing their theories in game after game after game. I like the attitude of these players. They understood that its core Magic is about variety, a variety they embraced in their tournament games and in their play. In many games of sports, the champions become supporters of the most traditional interpretation of the game. I, being a top Magic player, become synonymous with the love of new challenge rather than with more of the same. I will be delighted. Who are innovators and honors? Both.
The top players in any fighting game. The tippy top.
Yeah. Tokido.
Yeah, all them.
Shen. He was literally the only one playing Gen.
Yeah, like if you're...
Jesus.
Yeah, I think that's like the best mark. Like if you invent a character and then you start winning
tournaments.
Like, I'm not trying to ride SKD's dick or anything, but he...
No.
He should get so much credit. He invented fucking Easy-Oi, and it's crazy.
I tell people, like people nuts. That shit blows my mind that these scrub-ass BB weebs be hating on SKD, and it's just like...
Yeah, it makes
you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Like, you guys are complete scrubs. Oh, SKD said this. This guy's full of shit. Bro, stay in your fucking lane, alright? Stay on your net play. Shut the fuck up, alright? Motherfuckers can't even do B&Bs, and they're questioning SKD's, like, thought process on BlazBlue. That shit blows my mind. Yo, SKD, can you help me out on this? How should I go about this? SKD responds, and then they go, but, and it's like, what the that is Dustloop. That was Dustloop, and that's why I stopped going on Dustloop. That's why I stopped going on Dustloop. My man SKD was writing down guides, and motherfuckers are immediately like, but I was playing against Weenie Hut Junior number 2 on BB Net Play, and he kept hitting me with this. Why do you say this move sucks? I don't understand. It's like, bro, come on.
See, we just talking about this 10 minutes ago. The things you absorb from any situation is almost as important as, all of these other things that are written down. And I don't know if you can teach that. I don't know if you can, get better at that. I don't know if you can get better at absorption.
Yeah, like if you mentally...
Yeah, it's like a personal problem.
It's a personal problem. It's an actual... Crazy. Yeah. People can't accept that, though. They just try to blame the game, other people. There was some guy... I was playing League with Rico Suave, right? Street Fighter player. I'm playing League with Rico. And somebody in the chat says... He was talking about fighting games, and he said it took him half a year to learn FADC. Ooh. And Rico's just like, come on, bro. That's impossible. Rico's like, that's impossible. And I'm like, yo, that is a personal problem. Half a year to learn FADC? Bro. Do you have claws for hands? I don't understand. Do you have feet for hands? Are you blind? Like, do you need to have no hands?
But like this
I don't understand.
the next level of I don't know, like teaching new players or getting the fighting game community to become bigger is like solving that. Like, how do you? That's
my challenge. That's going to be my main challenge when Xenoverse. When the Xenoverse crowd comes into my chat and I'm playing fighters, that's the new challenge. I'm gonna step up to the plate. I'm gonna step up to the plate, guys.
You need like thousands of examples and also like a written guide.
It's right here.
Like,
it's right here. What do you mean? I have it right here.
No, I don't like. This is all good, but like the how you absorb and what you should absorb from any thing that's happened to you is very important, and that's hard to teach, I think. Oh, excuse me.
And he stapled that shit to the walls. Yo, I'm gonna program the bot so that when common phrases come up, how do you? And then it would just automatically link you to one of these articles. Like, yo, just read this and shut the fuck up. Just read this and shut the fuck up. Read this, all right? But Rhymestyle said that Frieza should never lose to Krillin. I think the first thing is to convince them, or just to let them know that Dragon Ball FighterZ is a fighting game. It is not. It's a fighting game first, and then a DBZ game. Not the other way around. And then I already know people are gonna be like, but Xenoverse is a fighting game.
See, I'm telling you, it's gonna be really hard.
I know.
I know.
That's why I'm
socialize these motherfuckers. You know
that's why I'm gonna smoke a lot of weed, bro. I'm gonna be high as hell trying to explain. Like, look, Xenoverse is not a fighting game.
Wait, real quick, I wanna. Beef said, yeah, it also depends on how many hours they put in. Like, people say they have played a game for months, but really it is like 2 hours a week, maybe. No, and I'm saying that's a thing, like putting your time in, but also above that, what is more important is how you absorb your training session. Like, if we both played a game for a week straight, we would have different results in the end. Same character, same game, whatever, a week straight, we would have different results because one of us is better at absorbing that week of data. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that is very hard to teach and convey and demonstrate and so on and so forth.
Yeah, it's not how much time you spend in training mode, it's how you spend.
It's
how. I could if I go into training mode with only 30 minutes, but for example, I literally did this last night. I turned on Guilty Gear literally just to practice a one combo Haken was doing on Johnny. And I got it down in like 10 minutes and I practiced it. I recorded it and did it on the entire cast to see who it works on. Got that shit done in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I already knew what I was going to do in training mode. But that comes from years and years of experience playing fighting games.
But also, like, someone had to tell you, or I mean, still, I have no idea where it comes from, but like, you know, somehow you knew that this is what you should do. I don't know if it's
because
you, or
I just said it. It's because I watched the Haken set. Haken, that was his B&B that he was using against Johnny.
Not what to copy, but like how you should implement it when in your own training, like that. Like, how did you know to you know, practice it in 10 minutes, record it, try it against the entire cast, and you know, the next level would be to, like...
How did I...
Right? See, like, that's a very hard question to answer, and also, how do you instill that into other people?
I've tried. I actually had... I've recorded training sessions on how to teach people. For example, a common question I get with Guilty Gear is, what do I do against Wake Up Throw? New players are free to Wake Up Throw, because they don't know how to do Oki. Right? They just get thrown. So I tell them one easy way is safe jump. Because they cannot throw you. You're airborne, right? If you safe jump them, you would just counter hit them. So I'll go into training mode and I'll record a safe jump. Somebody asked me with Soul. So I record Soul a safe jump after Dragon Punch follow up, right? Knockdown, record the safe jump. Then I switch to a character. I switch to Soul. Recorded myself doing reversal DP, and then showed them the outcome. So just blocks, right? He does the jump S. If I DP, reversal DP, so blocks, lands, gets a free punish. Then I also showed them what happens if I do blitz. Blitz beats the safe jump. If I mash throw, it loses. If I backdash, I'm good. So you have to like explain to them why is a safe jump.
Right. Yeah.
Why it beats throws.
Yeah, I think that's super important too. Like the why this thing is in a fighting game. Like why are you doing? At least for me, like you can show me what it is, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do that. But why it is the most important thing. And like you can't take what it is any further than what it is, but you can take why anything is to like infinite heights. Like why does a safe jump beat this and why does a safe jump lose to this is because of invulnerability frames, active frames, wake up timing, you know what I'm saying? Like I think the good players and even the new blood, like this is, I don't know, just like maybe how they're raised as children, like something you can't teach for real, like the absorbing the why or learning the why and applying it elsewhere will separate the good from the bad.
Some people just don't have that.
Yeah,
learning comprehension and shit. You can't comprehend shit.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you
can't teach that. No, you can't teach that.
I don't know. Maybe
you can't teach that.
Maybe. I think if you could, you would.
How?
Be a
I don't
millionaire
think.
or
I don't
very
think.
Popular.
I don't think you can teach that. I think there's a drug for that though.
Definitely,
there's definitely a drug for that helps you absorb information.
I just think it takes a lot of work to teach someone that. Like I was saying, like you need hundreds and thousands of demonstrations and a complete write-up to teach that. The what you can just teach in a YouTube video. The why takes many YouTube videos and many paragraphs of reading. And like a lot of people don't want to fucking do that, and that's why they're so bad. But
and then if you call them bad, they get tight.
Yeah, they just go on Twitter and complain about you.
Yeah. It's like, bro, you're fucking bad, alright? You are bad. That's how I'm gonna start all my tutorial videos. I'm gonna start all my tutorial videos like that. It's gonna go right up to, hold on, it's gonna be Ogawa's face. That look of disgust.
Just be the title of your video. You are bad volume 1, you are bad volume 2.
Yeah, and that's how all my videos is gonna be Ogawa. And immediately, you are bad. Now, let's learn how to play.
Yeah, now that you've accepted.
Yeah, accept the fact that you are fucking bad. Yeah, just accept that.
That is definitely level 1, you're right.
That's level 1. Accept the fact that you are fucking bad. It is not the game's fault. It is you. You are bad. You just don't know. That's why I'm here to teach you. Now let's learn. And then Ogawa, I'm gonna have like a small Ogawa teaching.